thinking about for everyone, really break apart that job role. If the job role does not require stress of speaking in front of a panel of people, then why are you doing it? Like, let's obviously showcase those skills in a better way. And so that's what we tend to, I try to really push is, we've already got neurodiversity coming into every employer's doors at this point. And don't expect people to share it. It's too personal, right? So then we just know that we need to really push for the design being different on the front end, from even the awareness and attraction phase on into recruitment and hiring. I have a personal story quickly of one of my clients, because I still see many clients. She's an engineering student at a top engineering school. And she talked about, she's 19, for an internship, she's looking at all these companies at their DEI strategy on their website. I was not doing that at 19. And she said, I don't like that DEI strategy, I'm not applying for that company. So this is Gen Z, right? So it's really, how are you coming forward to future employees out there to show that you are going to be inclusive? That's kind of the message that we wanted to send.
I love that. At DXC, we have a program, it's called the Dandelion Program, and it's specifically focused on helping neurodiverse candidates come to the table. They're internships where they can practice and see what that's about, and then we are bringing them on as full-time workforce. But you definitely have me thinking about, are we doing it in the right way, like to showcase even from the start as we talk to them with breaks and thinking about giving them the information up front. So I'm gonna have to take that back as my own call to action. Very good. Kat, then we had a modern warfare discussion, which I don't know about you all, but it makes me just as scared and then also just as hopeful, knowing that there's all of these different plays that our adversaries have going on, but we have some really smart people that are helping us to fight the good fight for our nation's security, including our critical infrastructure. But one of the things that they really talked about and honed in on was this public-private partnership, and a big part of that is, as a public company, you need to have your cyber hygiene up to snuff. So as CIO, do you have multi-factor authentication, or you have passwords? Did you change your passwords? They're not administrative passwords on everything, right? Are you, do you have your logging turned on? Those are just some of the basic things that we need to have. But then we injected AI, right, from your panel, which has taken off like gangbusters. And we always think now, where the big talk is about, the ethical concerns and all of this, but the cyber concerns have also gone up, because as much as we want to harness it for good, as you've said, we know our adversaries are harnessing it for other things. So does cyber hygiene look different when we think about this with AI, and what we should be doing from that perspective?
We live in a world right now where, in our session, deepfakes came up in all three, right? So we now live in a world where our very identities are being duplicated and or compromised. So if you think about somebody's ability to replicate MFA, something you know, something you have, something you are, with that technology piled on top of the massive quantities of data that they have on us through either our social media identities or breaches from that, it becomes a very scary place. I do not believe the landscape looks any different from a cyber resilience or cyber hardening standpoint, but I will say AI will be using some key tools in order to execute, to do what it was intended to do. So instead of, and we talked about this before, trying to win the AI game or trying to reinvent the wheel, let's take a look at some of the fundamentals. What are the building blocks? What are the key tools that are used within the kill chain? And harden those so that they can't be used against us. And AI is forced to be doing more for good. Yeah, and I would just encourage everybody to think about the positive implications and do so in a way that doesn't evoke linear thought process, right? Where we talked a lot about this, the threat landscape and how other countries are doing a better job embracing the neurodiverse. They're doing a better job thinking about gamification. They're doing a better job preparing for scenarios that are a little less common. We should be doing that too, because the reality is their consequences, right, are lower than ours. We have a lot more to lose.
Yeah. I was at a roundtable last week with the Washington Business Journal, and we were talking about cyber. And one of the things that was brought up is our adversaries don't look like you and I, right? Like, they are coming from third world countries. One of the most active threat actors right now, it's a vulnerability called Scattered Spider, where they're using deepfake, but it is a set of teenagers around the world who are super smart, using really actually unsophisticated ways to come into your help desk, pretend that they are you to get that multi-factor authentication, then they come into your environment and they move laterally and do whatever they want, right? Ransomware, all sorts of things. Third world countries, teenagers, doesn't matter your race, doesn't matter your gender, threat actors are out there using this, right? So it's something that we all really need to think about. And so I love the fact that we talk so much about talent today and what we can do and the diversity we can bring to this table. I actually love looking out at this room and seeing how diverse our room is just from looks. And I know the experience is even more that you're bringing to the table. And we really need to think about what that looks like as our next steps on talent. This is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Hopefully your companies are doing something about that. I know at DXC we have a theme all in on cyber right now, where we're making sure that everybody is remembering that. But as we do, one of the things that we have to think about is that diversity, and that we have to be having the conversation. You heard collaboration come up in almost every conversation as well. So think about that collaboration, think about that diversity, think about how you approach talent, and how you think about how you look at those threat actors every day. And then I do think we can use cyber techniques and AI to harness the good across this. So we have 2 more minutes, just a real quick speed round here. What's your key takeaway, your call to action that you want to share with the crowd today? Liz?
I would say start small. I mean, starting with conversations. Everybody here's on a team. Just being open with, hey, I attended this panel today on this topic of neurodiversity. I am unsure about it, but I'd like us to have more of a conversation about it. And so where do you all want to start, team? And listen, and that's it.
Love that. Kat?
Get a bunker. No, I'm just kidding. Buy some salmon. No, I'm just kidding. You guys won't get that because you weren't in my session. Oh, darn. No, for reals, we can control the amount of data that we put out there. So in addition to forming a great network from today, the next time you decide whether or not you want to post something or share some piece of data, take some extra care and decide whether or not you truly need to do that. And if you do, cool. If you don't, maybe just try and take that same care and lens into everything that you do, because cyber is embedded in our lives right now. And the amount of data that you continually feed it can be a blessing or it can be a curse. So just take that with a little extra care in addition to all the other insights that you've gotten today.
Love that. Sue?
We had a couple little analogies that we used, but I said stop, drop, and roll, which was mine of don't be afraid to take a seat at the table. If you want to make a change and do something different and be in a different area of cyber, be bold, try it. There's so many different opportunities. So, this is a field that's constantly changing with all these actors, as we've talked about all day. So if you're bored of the job that you've been doing, you want to do something different, don't be afraid. Get a new certification, try something different, and make an impact.
Love it. So the Honorable John Sherman and Admiral Mark Montgomery both said it in different ways, but it is every one of us in this room. Cyber accountability, that we can go out and we can make a difference every day in what we do with our work. So I ask that you all take that passion that you heard today, take that learning that you're bringing back with you, and really go make a difference, because it is all up to every one of us in this room. So with that, thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
We have a couple of slides. I am Debbie Sallis. I know many people in the room. Thank you. I know many people in the room. If I don't, then please make it a point to know me. You know how to get hold of me. There are 106 wonderful people today have joined our newly formed private LinkedIn Uniting Women in Cyber community. If you're not on it, get on it. Help be the change you want to see. Create a community. Turn this into a conversation. It's not an event. We will be a growing community, and there will be more to come in the course of the months and the years. So watch out, look out on our website, follow us, and turn up. My partner in crime, Elizabeth. Hello. So I'm just going to flick to 2 slides, please, and just want to thank and acknowledge the amazing help that we have had. It really takes a village. You'll see all these amazing people, most of whom were here today and will be here tonight. Mark and others, and well, there's 2 slides, there was so many of them. So this is the United Women in Cyber 2023 team, and this was made possible by all of these people, for which I am really, really grateful. You made my summer feel like a little bit more of a summer than it did last year, so I was grateful for that. Thank you. And Elizabeth, you have a couple of words to say on the next 3 slides on our partners.
Yeah, we're just really grateful to our partners and supporters this year. I feel like it grows every year, but every single partner is so meaningful to us because they bring something different to the table. And we're just, really thankful for all the continued support.
And of course, if you want to be a part of making this change bigger and better every month, every year, I do have an Irish accent, but I don't have little elves on little fairies in my garden. I mean, I say that I do. This doesn't just happen. This happens because people in these organizations give us money, time, attention, support. So whether you want to volunteer, whether you want to make sure that we come back next year and the year after, we have lots of ambitious plans. Whatever role you want to play, as I said, you know where I am, you know who I am, so please reach out. We're very grateful.
Just to second that, Debbie, we have supporters year on year. So this is the 4th Uniting Women in Cyber, and we're lucky. Fifth Uniting Women in Cyber. So we're really grateful to have the partners that we do.
Yep, and I mean, Mary Beth said it already this morning, Leidos and VeriSign have been here from the beginning, as have Fairfax County. There's too many to mention, and the sign of success is we now have 3 slides to talk about. But you're still center stage, guys, so you're. So thank you very much. Some small logistics, if I may. If you didn't get a swag bag, we do have swag bags, and they say 2023, so we can't reuse them next year. So feel free to grab a blue bag if you want one, and there's some lovely little lights that will make you look like a model, courtesy of VeriSign. Those are also on what was the reg table. Feel free to take another if you choose. I repurposed my badge already. We do repurpose our badge and our lanyards. There's very sophisticated old cardboard boxes by the stairs, so feel free to leave your badges on the tables outside or in one of those boxes. And finally, this evening is a separate event. It's our Celebration and Recognition Awards. There's some of you in the room are invited to those awards. It's an invite only for recognizing our speakers, our contributors, and we will also recognize 8 amazing individuals. Press release will go out tomorrow, so you'll see the word on the street. This is now becoming known as the Who's Who in Cyber Leadership. It's our 3rd year. So watch the press, follow us on LinkedIn, and celebrate the amazing people who are making a difference just like you. So heartfelt thanks, and see you before next year. Thank you. And thank you.